Okay, we are doing an Easter wreath. I know Easter is next Sunday, but you know me, sometimes I'm a little bit delayed with the holidays, and I got to really work on that because that's not good. But again, I have a customer for this wreath, so I know that this one's going to be sold. But again, I hang my Easter wreaths up sometimes all summer. I've still got Christmas wreaths hanging in my craft room here. This is called, I call it the curl and tuck method with 21-inch mesh. It is not my design. I did not come up with it. I saw someone do it and I thought it was kind of neat. I saw them a few months ago and I thought, I really want to try that. So it's actually good to use. It's for you. She said that you can use it for leftover mesh. Like if you have any leftover 21-inch rolls that you didn't use the whole thing. This is good for that because you only need 18 pieces. Well, 36 pieces total. But if you're using two different kinds of mesh, which this looks best with, you need 18 pieces of each. So you don't need a full roll. That's why, you know, it's good for leftover mesh. You're going to cut them into 12-inch pieces. This is actually a pretty lavender basket weave mesh I got from Hobby Lobby last year. I don't think they make, I don't think Hobby Lobby sells this anymore. I know you can get it online, but it sells up pretty quickly, especially in the spring colors. But I had this last year, and I think I got it for like $4. It was really cheap. It was on clearance. But I just love the look of that. So I have this lavender, again, 12-inch pieces. And then I have this. And when I first ordered this, this is the mesh that I put in the kits. When I first ordered this, I thought it was more of a lavender stripe, or like pastels, I should say, like this one. This I got from Joann's. These are more pastels. And then when I got it, I noticed that it had some red and it's got some green and gold in it. But you know what? I still think this is going to make a pretty Easter wreath because it has the pretty purple. You know, I'd like it, so I'm going to use it. And I already cut it, so I have to use it now. So these are the two different meshes that I'm going to use. And it really is pretty simple. I think this may become one of your favorite new methods to use. So all you really do, and I have 18 ties on here. I know you guys know by now I put 10 on the outside, I put 8 on the inside, wrap them around the 2 bars. There was a video by Halo Designs, how to make your own work wreath form, and she does it just like I do mine. So all you're really going to do, hey Ronnie, I don't know which Ronnie that is. Is that Ronnie McNaughton? All you're going to do is you're going to start rolling your mesh. Roll, roll, roll. I guess you're going to want to try to get it even, so kind of roll it on each end like this. So you get an even roll. Now it's good to have your mat here because what you're going to do is you're going to make sure your cut ends are underneath. You're going to make a little curl with it, but it's important that your tails here are 4 inches. So you're going to want to have your measuring mat here and make sure that they're consistently 4 inches here, or as close to 4 inches as you can get. You can kind of puff it out a little bit. We're not making a poof wreath though, so you kind of want to keep this intact and make sure that cut end is hidden underneath. You can just kind of lay it down in your first tie. I'm going to start on the bottom here. Kind of looks like the breast cancer awareness. So now that's, let me turn it this way so that's underneath. My cut end is on the bottom. Give it a couple of twists. Okay. And kind of make sure that that's open because we're going to go through that with the next piece of mesh. We're going to weave it right through. To do the same thing, and again, you can use any 2 colors that you want. It doesn't have to be spring. You can do 4th of July. As you know by now, you can make any season or holiday with these wreath methods. These base methods, I should say. It's one thing about the jute mesh, it likes to fray. So make another little curl here. Make sure that your little tails are 4 inches. or approximately, it doesn't have to be exact. I just want to make sure that my cut ends are facing down. And this, actually, before we do this, I'm a little bit premature here. We have to take this and feed it through here. So we want to make sure it's really rolled up tight. Hold on, let me re-roll this so it's tighter. Jumping ahead of myself here. All right. So take it and feed it right through. And then you're going to make your little loop. Bring it together. I guess you can go up and down. These are 4 inches too. So measure about 4 inches. And then you're going to lay it in your next tie. Like that. So you see how those are kind of weaved together? That's kind of why I call it curl and tuck, curl and weave. They're kind of weaved together there. Now the next piece of lavender we're going to put right on top of this one. And that's really all you do. It looks kind of weird right now, but when it's all together, it looks really pretty. And this one will go right on top of the one we just weaved through. This jute mesh is really thick. Now what you can do now, if you want to, with these two that are together, you can kind of do that. You can move your little tails together so they're, or apart, I mean. So you kind of get that look going there. And then you just keep going, go through this one now with your next piece of mesh. And that's it. If your roll opens up a little bit, that's fine. Don't be upset about that. It's all right. It's all good. Go to the next tie and lay this one down. Pretty different, huh? What's new and exciting, Cheryl? Talk to me, you guys. What's going on?
Nothing new or exciting.
No?
No.
Yeah, I know. Me either. Me either.
Did you get any bad winds or snow or anything?
No, in fact, and this one's going to go right on top of this one, like we just did. No, as a matter of fact, my daughter texted me from Colorado. She's going snowshoeing today, so they actually got some snow. We had like 73 degrees here yesterday. It was gorgeous. What about you? You had winds?
Yeah, we had high winds and they were talking snow last night.
Oh, no.
We just missed the blizzard stuff that they had just north of us.
Oh, my God, no. Please don't tell me we're going to get more snow. I can't deal. I cannot deal.
But it's supposed to be in the 40s today, and then again on Tuesday is 72 again. So it's
That's
springtime
crazy.
in the Midwest.
That's crazy. I mean, that's usually how it's a little cooler here today, but it's still in the 50s. I mean, it's not in the 40s. So, and I hope you guys, do you get what I'm doing here? Does this make sense to you? It's really pretty easy. Yes, no, does it make sense? I hope so. You're just kind of weaving them together. And you can do just one color if you want. You don't have to do two different colors. That's not necessary. My poor son is sick. He was sick in bed all day yesterday. I kind of felt bad leaving him at home, but he just actually went out to get stuff for soup. I'm going to make him some chicken soup. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it now. I know it's try to keep your tails at 4 inches, but I'm just kind of eyeballing it now. It looks a little weird now, but I guess when it all fills in. I'm not quite sure if I like these two colors together, but it's too late now. It is what it is. I'm not taking it apart. I'm thinking I probably should have put the other one, the lavender on the bottom, and then weaved, or excuse me, I should have weaved the lavender through because this is a little harder to weave because it's so thick. This jute mesh is really thick, but it's working okay. Went to Joann's yesterday just to see what they have left for Easter and whatnot. They didn't really have much left. You know, I don't really like Joann's floral department. They don't have a lot there. I was looking for some florals. They had a really good sale. It was like 60% off, but they just don't have a very good selection. They don't have a lot. Do not have a lot. I'm just trying to make sure that my cut ends are tucked inside before I lay it down. But the thing of it is because I hope I have enough pipe cleaner to put my ribbon on because this is a lot of mesh. I'm trying to pull it as tight as I can to make sure that I have pipe cleaner for my ribbon. I think I'll be all right. Make it a little bit tighter. I didn't realize Easter was next weekend already. I don't even have any plans. I don't know what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go, if we're going to go out to eat. We usually go out to eat on Easter. Nobody really likes to cook on Easter. What are you doing, Cheryl? You got any plans?
No plans for me. I just have my daughter here. That's it. One of them.
Aw. The daughter from Colorado, or is there you have another daughter that's closer?
Yeah, I have another daughter that's closer.
Uh-huh. You guys should just go out to eat or something.
Yeah, I think we should. We just got to find a place that's serving.
There's a place that we used to go every single year. They had a really nice buffet, and it had been in the area probably like 70 years. The Beaches, it's a hotel and conference center. They just closed like a few months ago after 70 years in business. So I'm like, well, if we go out, we got to find someplace else now. I remember one year when the kids were little and they would go to their dad's on Easter Sunday. This was like right after we got divorced. And I remember one Easter Sunday, I was so broke that I didn't even have gas money for my car. It was really bad. And I remember I sat home at my little apartment and I had an egg salad sandwich. That was my Easter Sunday because I couldn't get anywhere. I had no gas to get anywhere. And all my family were like, I don't know, They just forgot about me, I guess. It's all right. But it was okay. I survived. Isn't that a sad story? Sitting home eating an egg salad sandwich on Easter Sunday. I mean, I had the kids in the morning. They had their Easter baskets and everything. So I'm going to open this back up again and give myself a little bit more pipe cleaner. There we go. This is definitely kind of different. Again, I'm not sure if I like these colors together, but they're on there now. So once I get my sign and my ribbon, I probably should have used the lavender, but this looks okay. I'm too critical of myself. It's definitely different. You can see it gets pretty easy as you go along here. Just make sure that cut end is tucked underneath. You make your little breast cancer awareness sign. That's kind of what it looks like. Kind of. Oh, wait a minute. I messed up. I skipped a step. I got to go through this one. See? I messed up. I wish I should have grabbed like a paper clip or something to hold this side down while I pulled it through. I think I'm not a paper clip, a clothespin. Hold on a minute. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to clip this end just like that, just so it stays together while I pull this other end through. Not that you have to do that, but it's kind of holding it for me. Now we can lay this down. Somebody did a post in my group yesterday, and they were asking when everybody starts doing their Christmas wreaths. And this one woman, fall and Christmas, and a lot of people said June, July, and this one woman said that she never stops because she gets so busy at Christmas time that she just keeps making, like she'll make one Christmas wreath a month, like in January, and just stock them because she said she gets so busy when the holiday comes that she likes to have a good stock built up. And it's like, wow, where are you selling that you're so busy that you got to start making them in January? So when I make my chicken soup, I used to do it the hard way. Well, I guess it's not really hard, but I used to get a whole chicken and I used to boil it and take the chicken out and strain all the fat out and pick all the meat off. And I thought, you know what, this is really a lot of work. So now I gotta tell my son to pick up a rotisserie chicken. Oops, sorry, hold on 1 second. He's texting me now, he's at the store. Hold on, I'm gonna call him while I have you guys on class. I'm gonna put him on speaker so you can hear him too, and you can see how annoyed he gets. And he'll get mad at me too. It's funny. Hello?
You hear me?
Yeah, just a small bag of carrots.
So, not baby carrots?
No, not baby carrots, but not like a huge pound bag of carrots. I think they have like a half a pound bag.
Okay, yeah, just all in the back.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you, you got to get a rotisserie chicken too.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
He wasn't that grouchy because he doesn't feel good. That was my son. Who else just joined us? Hi, Teresa.
Hi.
So you jumped in a little bit late, but what we're basically doing is we're taking 12-inch pieces of 21-inch mesh and we're weaving them together. And I'm going to start at the beginning again in a second so you can see, but you're going to get the video anyway. So let me just lay this down. He knew I had a class. I don't know why he's texting me. He said, when you say bag of carrots, do you mean baby carrots or regular? I said small bag of carrots, and he got confused. So what we're doing here, Teresa, is I have two different kinds of mesh. I have this lavender, and then I have this striped jute mesh. You can use any two colors that you want. You cut them into 12-inch pieces, and you just roll them as tight as you can. And you're going to sort of like make almost like a breast cancer awareness shape with it, like that. But you want to make sure that you have 4 inches on the bottom. So if you want to measure it, you can measure it just to be sure. And then you take, now I already laid this piece down, but when we started, I just laid this piece on the very bottom pipe. Let's just pretend that that's what we're doing here. So we're just going to lay this down this way. Right now I'm laying it on top of the other one. Get it as tight as you can without breaking your pipe cleaner, okay? And then see how you have your little loop here. You're going to go through that with your other piece of mesh. So this mesh is really thick, so what I'm doing is I'm rolling it really tight. And just to help me hold it in place, I'm putting a clothespin on the end just to hold it for me while I pull it through because it was coming loose on me. Make sure your cut ends are down, facing down. I'm just going to go right through this loop here. Now I could take my clothespin out. And you're going to make another breast cancer awareness sign, which is what it looks like. So that's what I'm calling it, like that. Make sure you have 4 inches here, which I'm kind of eyeballing it now. And then you go over to your next pipe cleaner and lay it down. And that's it. It is not my method. I did not come up with it. I saw someone do it. I think she called it a weave. You can call it a tuck and curl. You can call it whatever you want. And that's it. You can use the same color mesh. You don't have to use different colors of mesh. It looks pretty with 2 different colors. Kind of different. This one's really sticking up over here. I'm always very cognizant of how my mesh lays on the outside because you want to make sure that it's kind of flat. Because I like when my ribbon lays flat around the outside. I don't like when it's sticking up all over the place. I'm just going to mute you guys to kind of cut down on the background noise so you know how to unmute yourselves by now, I think. Sorry for my head here. But I thought this was kind of different when I saw her do it. There's another, again, this is designed for leftover mesh, is the way it was being promoted. But there's another way, another method you can do with leftover 21-inch mesh too. I kind of want to try that one too. I got to figure out how I can do it without having frays because I was watching it and I thought, I don't know about that. That's going to cause a lot of frays and I don't like frays. I saw someone posted in my group that someone had asked a question about the wood burning tool. And is there a better way to do it? You know, do you have to cut between the lines or in a straight line? And yes, you absolutely do. The wood burning tool is not going to be effective if you just kind of go through the mesh really fast. And you're not paying attention to, what am I doing? You're not paying attention to how you're cutting it, because you got to cut in between the grid lines or you're going to have frays. And this one woman jumped on and she was saying that she does classes. They're not online classes. She does classes in like her local area. And she actually uses the wood burning tool. But when people go to her class, they the cost of the class and all the materials are together. So what she'll do is she'll cut her mesh and ribbon and everything ahead of time for her students. She actually gets Mod Podge and she rolls it along the edges of every single cut piece of mesh for her students, so there's no fraying. And I've done that a couple of times. It's definitely time consuming. I've actually done it with burlap, and I've done it with poly burlap, because you know when burlap and poly burlap don't really have that natural curl to it like mesh does when you're unrolling mesh, and how it just kind of curls up. So it's a lot easier to do that with burlap and poly burlap, because that tends to lay flatter after you cut it. But I guess she said she does it with mesh too, but I don't see how that could be really easy. Where'd my mesh go? But it definitely does help. If you get a little roller or a paintbrush or something and you just go over the edges of your cut mesh with Mod Podge, you're not going to have any frays. But you have to let it dry too. So it definitely is time consuming. Because, you know, even with the wood burning tool, you're going to get some frays. It just happens. So what do you guys think about this method? Unmute yourself and tell me, what do you think? You think it's different, or do you like it, or no? We'll have to wait and see how it looks with the ribbon and everything on.
I'm not a 21-inch kind of person, so I always like to find new ways to use 21-inch. And I like
you're not a poof kind of person, you mean?
No, I don't like.
I know, exactly. So, you know, again, I'm not quite sure if I like this color combination, but I think once I get my ribbon and everything on, and, you know, obviously you don't have to use 2 different colors of mesh. You can use just one color. That's totally fine. I could have just done the jute mesh. I could have just done all of the lavender. But I think it's going to be pretty once everything is on there. Let me see where I'm at here. Yeah, I'm always looking for new ways to use 21-inch mesh too. All right, where am I here? So I think that's my last pipe cleaner on the outside here. Okay. But what I need to do, though, I need to do one more piece of the jute and push it through there. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to attach it. As you can see, I got to go through one more time. And then I'm just going to go down and I'm going to lay this last piece of jute mesh right here where I started. Because you don't want to have any gaps or anything like that. Yeah, I made the mistake everybody else did in the beginning. I was buying, when I first started getting back into reeds again, I was buying all 21-inch mesh and realizing that, you know, you're limited to what you can do with it besides the poof until everybody started coming out with all these new methods. Hold on, my son's texting me again here. Smallest bag of carrots here is 2 pounds. Hold on 1 second. I told him I was in a class. Sorry, in class. I totally forgot what I was going to say. Oh, and then I saw people were coming out. I think the first method that I saw other than the poof for 21-inch mesh was when I watched the Trendy Tree video. Probably like, I want to say maybe August or September of 2017. And so I'm just laying this last piece down over this first lavender piece that I started with. So, and it was the one that we've done many times. It's the one where you cut the 21-inch mesh into 10-inch pieces and you do almost similar to this, well, you do it similar. You roll it and then you attach it to the pipe cleaner, and you do 2 per pipe cleaner. So that was the first method I ever saw other than the poof, was when I watched that Trendy Tree video. So you know which method I mean, right? It's the mesh is folded the same way, but they're just not weaved together. So this is my first, this is the outside. I did all 10 ties on the outside. Now we're going to do the inside. You're going to see it's going to start filling together. The nice thing about this, obviously, is that all your cut ends are all rolled in on the inside. You can pretty much start wherever you want. But I'm going to go on my inside, I'm going to go with my tails facing in, I think. We'll have to see how that looks. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm on the inside, so it's always a little bit more challenging to see. Now, I'm not measuring my end pieces anymore. Just make sure you have enough of a loop here to get your other piece through. That's the most important. Kind of going parallel to the wreath form right now. I want to see how that looks. And there's my loop. Hey, Mary Laura. Got some people jumping on, some people jumping off. I know Sunday afternoon people do errands and stuff on the weekend. I know. All right, wait a minute. Where's my clothespin? This is just to kind of help me hold it while I pull it through. Just doing the same thing on the outside that we did on the inside. Just pull that piece right through. You can see me do that. I'm just pulling it right through that loop. I'm going to make another little curly and lay it in my next pipe. I think I'm going to go parallel with the wreath form on the inside here. Instead of, I had my tails facing out. I'm going to go parallel with my wreath form here, because we're on the inside. So my little curls are going to kind of be going up on the inside here. My little tails. What is this pipe cleaner here? It's coming from over here. All right, let's keep everybody in check here. So instead of my tails going out like this, they're going to kind of be going up in the air in the middle. All right, let me get another piece of this lavender. I know Mary Laura doesn't have to worry about snow because she's in Las Vegas. Isn't that where you are, Mary? Can you hear me? This piece, I think I'm going to have the tails going toward the center. Yeah. I'm jealous because I love Aerosmith, and I know Aerosmith was just there doing some shows. And I can't believe how good Steven Tyler sounds for 71, I think he is. He still sounds really good. And Mick Jagger just had heart surgery. They're all getting up there. Probably a little bit more difficult to see what I'm doing on the inside, but I'm just doing on the inside what I did on the outside. Just pulling that next piece right through that loop you made. And go right down to your next tie if you can find it here. There it is. The center always is a little more difficult because it's just so full, and it's not as big in the center. Obviously, you've got a smaller space to work with, but just take your time. Make sure these pipe cleaners are twisted tight. Like I said, if you've got thinner mesh, probably not going to have to worry about it, but this jute mesh is really thick. I don't want it to come out. Just try to roll it as tight as you can. And you lay this one down right on top of the last one that you put in. It goes right on top. And you have your little loop again. Make sure you have your little loop facing up so you can put that piece through it. It really doesn't take that long. I'm kind of going slow so you guys can see what's happening here. The clothespin does kind of help hold it together for me while I'm pulling it through, that's for sure. Try to keep that cut end facing down so it looks neater. I always have to go through my my craft room, pick up all these long strands of mesh because for some reason my vacuum cleaner won't pick them up. It just kind of goes over them if they're in really long pieces. So you can see it's getting more full now because I'm filling up the middle. Just a new way to use 21-inch mesh, ladies. You know you can do the ruffle. What I was trying to explain to you before is that method that we've done before. Sometimes I fold it, sometimes I roll it. But you roll your mesh, you fold it in half, you pinch it in the middle like we're doing now, but you lay it on your wreath form like that, and then you just lay another one on top of it. That's another method that we've done many times. So that's another favorite that I learned from Trendy Tree. Let's see where I left off here. This one's going to get laid right down on top of the last one that we put on. My tails are kind of going toward the middle now. And I'm pulling it tight because I want to make sure I have enough pipe cleaner for my ribbon. I'm trying to get it as tight as I can. 18 pieces is all you need. This is why this is a good method for leftover mesh. You do not need a full roll. You just need 2 per pipe cleaner. And that's it. That is it. Yesterday I was sweating in my house and now I'm freezing. Whoops, what am I doing? I'm not focusing on what I'm doing. I'm going to go through the loop again. So yesterday, I don't know if you guys have Ollie's stores near you. Has anybody heard of Ollie's before? It's sort of like a discount warehouse type shop. I get a little overwhelmed in there because it's, in my opinion, it's kind of messy. Everything's just kind of like laid all over in boxes and, you know. So they had shelf liner there, and I used to, you know, Cheryl, we used to always make the shelf liner wreaths. I haven't made a shelf liner wreath in so long, but they had colors there. They had all sorts of colors They had this really pretty wine color, like a burgundy wine color, and they were only $1.29 a roll. And I was looking at them and I thought, oh, you know, I haven't made a or a shelf liner wreath in so long. And I had them in my hand, and you know how you kind of walk around with something and you think about it and then you end up putting it back. So I put it back. And they had a really pretty teal. And then someone just posted a wreath. I think it was Wreath Creators and More. I don't know if you saw that, Cheryl. And I don't know why this lady said this, but she said, oh, I found this new material, this new fabric, and I made some flowers with it. You can tell by looking at it that it's shelf liner. I don't know why she didn't say that it was shelf liner, but you can tell immediately that it's shelf liner. And she made flowers out of shelf liner, like, you know, the flowers that Julie from Julie's Wreath Boutique makes, and Trish DiStefano from D. Michael Designs. She made petal flowers out of shelf liner, and they were so pretty. I'm going to have to post a picture of the ones that she made. She and I don't think she bought the colors. I think she painted the shelf liner. I think she said she rolled the paint on with a paint roller. So she did that like we used to do, but she had a burgundy flower, like a wine-colored burgundy flower. And damn it, I said I should have gotten that. I should have gotten that shelf liner. I knew it. So I may have to go back and get that and try to make a flower because it was really, really pretty.
I'm going to definitely have to try that out because anytime I see colors in shelf liner, I buy it. I snatch it. It's hard to find.
I should have gotten it, you know. And then I thought to myself, I don't know if I want to make another shelf liner wreath. I don't know if I'm going to have time. But then I saw the flower, and I have to ask her how she did that. I mean, I got to find out what size she cut her pieces. I'm going to send her a PM, and I can tag you in that post. Did you see that post or no?
No, I didn't see it at all.
All right, I'll tag you in it because she had a bunch of different flowers that she made. And again, like I said, she said, I found this new fabric, and somebody else messaged me. I think it was Jean, one of the other members here. She said, Christine, and she's like, you find these colors? Can you get me some? And then we were kind of laughing about it. And I said, Jean, that's shelf liner, right? I don't know why she didn't just say it was shelf liner. She says, yeah, she goes, I'm a beginner, but I could tell that was shelf liner. So it was kind of funny. We laughed about that she said it was this new material, like it was something, you know. So did I cut too much lavender or did I not cut enough of this jute mesh? I might need to cut another piece of this jute. I think I'm one short. And I'll tag you in that and you can see, because it's really pretty. And someone else even in the post said, oh, that's shelf liner. And she didn't acknowledge, so I don't know why she's thinking she's got this big secret. It was kind of silly. It's shelf liner. You can say that it's shelf liner. It's okay. Like she found this new material to make wreaths with. No, you didn't really. But they're very pretty. I'm not trying to be mean. I've kind of got all my lavender like facing in the middle here. It's kind of neat looking. I kind of like that. It's different. Yeah, I need to cut another piece of this jute. I think I'm short. I thought for sure I counted these. Of course, I was cutting this at like 10 o'clock last night, so I was kind of half asleep. And when I cut my jute mesh, I cut it by hand with scissors because I'm crazy. And I don't want it to fray, even though it is anyway, and I cut it in between the lines. You cannot use a wood burning tool on this stuff. It will not work. Does not work because of the burlap running through it, for the jute. I think I just need one more piece. Let me see. Let me see where we are here. I got one more pipe cleaner here. I think I just have one more in the middle. Let me just get this piece of lavender on. But I have two pieces of lavender left. I don't know how that happened. I think I'm gonna need one more. So I'm kind of eyeballing it now, approximately 4 inches. If you want to measure each one, you can, but I don't think it's really going to matter. Just want to make sure I have enough cleaner for my ribbons. Do they make longer pipe cleaners, or are they just like the standard length? I don't even know. Well, how long is a standard pipe cleaner? Is it like 12 inches? I don't even know. Now I'm curious. Yep, 12 inches. All right. So, hold on a second, ladies. I gotta cut another piece of this stuff. I'm short. Now you can see how I do it. I literally get my scissors. And you know what, I'm going to be honest, I don't get it perfectly, but I do try to cut in between the lines. Because I don't know, I don't have good luck with rotary cutters. Whenever I cut with a rotary cutter, it just frays like insanely, no matter how sharp it is, doesn't matter. I am actually getting in between the lines here, believe it or not. It doesn't take as long as you would think. There. Oh. You ever had those days when you feel like you're about 85 years old? You bend over and you're like, holy crap. Where are we there? Where's my loop? If you lose your place, it's kind of easy to find it again. You just have to find your loop. And then you can pull your mesh through. You're back on track again. Where am I? I got one more pipe cleaner here. And I think I just was short this one piece. Because this very last piece I'm going to put in is just going to be that final piece of lavender that I'm going to lay on top of this one. And then we'll be done. I think. Yeah. Actually, I don't know. I think I probably could put another piece of jute in here. But I'm not going to because it's so full in the middle as it is. I'm not going to need to do that. I mean, you can't even see the hole in the middle. It's like totally filled in. So let me just get this one last piece of lavender. I don't know. I kind of feel like if I put another one of these, then I'm going to have to put another one through it. Let me see how it looks. Let me see, because it's so packed tight in here. I don't think I really need another piece. You know what, I'm just going to leave that. If I wanted to, I could put another piece of the jute through this last loop I just made, but I don't really think I need to. It's just so full in here now. I'm going to leave it. Once I put the ribbon over it, it'll be fine. If you guys want to make it even, you can put another piece in through that last one. I thought I cut 18 of each. I guess I didn't. I'm just going to maybe tuck this. I'm going to tuck this curl through there. Look at that. I just tucked this little curl through that last loop that I had. Right there. That'll work. That will work for me. So here's your wreath base. Like I said, I'm not quite sure about these colors, but once we get the ribbon and everything on. Kind of different, but I like it. You get a drink. What do you guys think of that? You said you liked it, Cheryl, right? Let me get
Yep,
my
I sure
sign.
do.
I'm gonna let you guys pick the sign. Whoops, almost knocked my laptop over. Which one do you guys like better? The bunny kisses and Easter wishes, or I like them both actually. This one? I know they're both cute. Which one? I'm gonna let you guys pick.
I like Happy Easter because the brown and the bunny matches your jute colored jute.
It does. All right, there we go. Problem solved.
Just my opinion.
That makes sense though, because there's more brown in that bunny. And I'm just going to put this big old sign right in the middle. And this is a big old sign. This is a huge sign. But what I think I'm going to do first is I think I'm going to put a little bit of ribbon in these top pipe cleaners. And that way it'll kind of stick out from behind the sign. I don't usually do that. I usually put my sign in first. And then I can't find my pipe cleaners. So this one is really buried down there anyway. I'm not going to be able to reach that one. So we're going to forget about that one. But the ones that I can find, I'm going to put some ribbon in, and then I'll lay my sign down. So what do we have for ribbon here? I've got this pretty purple bunny. I've got that. I did send some Easter egg ribbon in with the kits. I think I sent out like 4 kits, but then I ran out and didn't have enough for myself. So I had to go buy some more Easter egg ribbon for myself. And then I have a gingham, a green gingham, and I have a pink gingham. I keep tripping over my cord. And these are 1.5, and these are obviously 2.5. So let's see what we want to put together here. And this jute is like all over my shirt, all over my chair. That's the one thing about jute mesh. It does make a mess. Okay, I think I'm going to do my Easter egg with this pink gingham here. I'm just going to fill up the middle first. These are 12 inches. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do bow ties in the middle because there's not much pipe cleaner left on here. We'll have to see. Because I've got Easter little eggs I want to put on here too. Just going to kind of have these going out this way so the sign doesn't block them. If I have room to put a bow tie in after I put the sign on, but I don't think I'm going to. I kind of just want like that. Yeah, I kind of want the ribbon to come out from behind the sign. That's the look I'm going for. And I'll do the bunny with the green. Make sure my bunny's facing the right way. I'm not going to do it in all the pipe cleaners, just in a couple here and there. On the inside. I always do them in all the pipe cleaners on the outside. You guys know that. So did you guys get your wagon wheels yet? Were you able to find a wagon wheel for that class or no? I did post a couple of links to Amazon. You can get them on Amazon. My Hobby Lobby only has one size, and it's huge. It's like 36 inches. They don't have the smaller ones. I know the at-home store has them, and I think 24 inches, which is the right size. 18 to 24. You don't want any bigger than that. That's the biggest. Where's my pipe cleaner? Where did it go? There it is. It's hidden. Just gonna mute you guys real quick here. Somebody's got some noise going on. Oops. So I'm trying to do away with cable. I'm changing the subject here real quick here. I don't know about you guys, but I pay a fortune for cable. And I never ever watch TV, like ever. I lost that pipe cleaner again. There it is. So typically we have Spectrum out here, which used to be Time Warner Cable. And typically, you know, we have certain channels that we watch. Like I said, I very rarely watch TV anyway, but we do have certain channels that the kids like to watch. Comedy Central. You know, I like to watch the Food Network once in a while. FX. There's some other stations like ESPN when they want to watch football or sports or whatever. But the thing of it is, to get the few channels that you watch, typically you have to get the package and get a bunch of other channels that you never watch. And we're talking like $200 a month for cable and internet. And that's just insane to me. So I finally called them the other day and I was just fed up. I was getting ready to just get rid of cable and just keep internet and get like maybe a smart TV or get one of those little Roku devices that you can hook up to your TV to make it a smart TV, which means you can stream the internet on your TV. If I'm telling you guys stuff that you don't know already, let me know, because I had no clue of any of this stuff. So apparently now all of a sudden they have a plan where it's called TV Choice. You pay $35 a month. You get all your local channels, plus you can pick any 10 channels that you want to add on to that. And I thought, well, why didn't I know about this before? And oh, we just rolled it out in New York State. I'm like, okay. So I'm going to be able to cut my bill down another $60 a month, which made me happy, another $60 a month. So that made me kind of happy. But I still don't ever watch TV. I feel like I just don't need it anymore. I watch YouTube. I sit in my office and when I'm not working or busy, I'll pop YouTube on and I have some channels that I subscribe to that I like to watch. That's about it. I'm just going to do 4 little bundles of ribbon on the top. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put my bow ties in here. I got to see how much of the sign covers these up. This is a pretty big sign. I might just do my bow ties on the outside. So we're going backwards today. Usually I start on the outside and go on the inside, but we're going backwards today. Let me just see. I just kind of want this ribbon to come out from under the sign. Again, this method, you can use any colors of mesh that you want. Any holiday. Let me tuck these pipe cleaners in because I'm not going to be using these. There. So I don't think I'm going to do bow ties on these on the top, because my sign's pretty big. I might just put some eggs here and there. So this is a pretty heavy sign. So I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to get some super glue to add to my stickies. Sorry, Nick, I was right in the middle of my class when you called, or when you were texting me. So, because I have had these things come off on me. I can find my bag. Even though they're adhesive, they still don't hold as well as I would like. Sometimes. So I'm going to put 4 on here because this is the heavy sign. But I am going to add a little bit of extra super glue, just to make sure they don't go anywhere. Not hot glue. Is this one dried up? Did I pick the wrong one? Of course it is. I'll be back. I hate getting this stuff on my hands. Just gonna put a little bit on each one. Just to make sure they stay. Of course, you can use a staple gun if you want. You could staple your pipe cleaners on, that's fine too. My son brought that rotisserie chicken and I can smell it in the kitchen. I'm like starving. I just throw that in my soup now. Like I said, I used to boil the chicken and drain all the fat off and take the meat off, but you know what? Who's got time for that? I spent all last Sunday making pierogies. I made like 4 dozen pierogies last Sunday, so that's what I did. All right, I'm gonna let that dry for a second before I try to hang that on. I'm gonna let that glue dry. I want to put some more ribbon on. Let's just go around the outside now. And again, this is why, let me go over here. This is why I like how these curls lay flat on the outside, because that way your ribbon has a nice base to lay on. Your ribbon's not like sticking straight up in the air. I hate that. Any pipe cleaners that you're not using, you can kind of just tuck them away or cut them off, whatever you want to do. But you're going to use all of them on the outside. You know that. And here we can do our bow ties. So I've got ribbons 12 inches. These pieces aren't dovetailed. I use the 1.5, cut at 13. Make sure the edges are overlapped. And there you go. I gotta tell you, I'm becoming a big fan of these vegan burgers now. I'm trying to eat a lot healthier. I'm trying to cut red meat out of my diet. And I haven't had soda, or I had some bread this morning. I did have some toast, but I'm trying to cut out soda. I'm trying to cut out bread. And I had this vegan burger at this restaurant yesterday when I went out with my sister-in-law for the day. And it was called the Impossible Burger. And it's made by the Possible Food Company, which makes sense. The Impossible Burger is made by the Possible Food Company. I think they're out of California. But it's only available in restaurants. You can't buy it in stores yet. And again, I've had veggie burgers before, and I have not been impressed. They just are very dry, kind of tasteless, kind of like cardboard in my opinion. But this burger, I swear, tasted like a hamburger. It actually got juicy. It wasn't like a hockey puck. It was really, really good. And they're introducing it. I think it's at some Walmart, not Walmart, at some Burger Kings now in the St. Louis area. So if you want to try something, if you want to try something different, try the Impossible Burger. It really was good. And I like a good burger, so. But the thing of it is, though, is that my brother made a very good point, because him and his wife are vegan, and they said, just because it's not meat doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you. So they put, coconut oil in it and stuff. I mean, coconut oil is one of the better fats, but, you still have to kind of be careful with some of this stuff. There's, it's plant-based, so I'm thinking that it is more or less healthy. But anyway. But I have found that since I've cut soda out and I haven't been eating as much bread, that my clothes are fitting me a little bit better. So I guess that's a good thing. You don't have to cut your pipe cleaners off. I like to do that. Just to get them out of the way. As you know, this is the most time-consuming portion of the wreath, so if you want to get up and take a break and go get a drink, go to the bathroom. I love this bunny ribbon. It's so cute. I don't know if you guys saw the ribbon and the wreath I posted the other day, the bicycle wreath with the welcome bicycle sign. I just love that ribbon, and I actually grabbed a roll. I ordered a roll last week, and then I just ordered some more for the kids. I just love this ribbon. Isn't that the cutest ribbon you've ever seen in your life? I just love that. It's so cute. I think it's raining. Good day for soup. At least it's not snowing. That's why I was rushing yesterday to get my yard work done, because I knew it was going to rain today. So I was pretty much outside all day yesterday, and it was nice. Hold on one second. I'm coming. I'm being texted. You know, everybody, I think the reason why I'm not really big on Easter dinner is because I don't really like ham. I like ham sandwiches and deli ham and that kind of stuff, but I'm not really a big, like, baked ham type person. Now, if you can have Easter turkey, I guess you can. Doesn't really matter. One year when I went to the buffet, I was telling you about that for the place that closed, that conference center that closed, or the event center, I got really, really sick the next day. I don't know if it's because of something I ate, if I had gotten food poisoning there, but I could not eat ham for like 3 years after that. I was like, oh, no, because usually you attribute the last thing you ate before you got sick to you being sick, even if it may not have necessarily had anything to do with you being sick. It didn't cause it at all. And that's what happened to me. Yep, I got 2 pieces of ribbon here. The thing of it is, I don't have my sign hung yet, so I'm going to have to check and make sure before I hang my sign that my bunny ribbon is going in the right direction, because I'm really funny about that. If my bunny ribbon's upside down, I'm going to be very upset. It's got to be going the right way. I like this gingham ribbon. It's thin, but it holds the shape really easy. I don't like working with satin ribbon. I have a really hard time with satin ribbon getting it to hold its shape. It just wants to do its own thing. Even if it's white, it just wants to do its own thing. And I don't like it. I have a quiet class today, ladies. I'm still trying to decide if I want to go to this wreath convention. Oh, who's that? Somebody unmuted themselves. Does somebody have something to say?
I was going to say, I've been laying in bed all morning.
You have? That sounds nice. I have way too much to do. I wish I could. What I was going to say is there's actually a wreath convention going to be in New York State in September. I don't ever recall there being a wreath convention in New York State. It's in Rochester, and it's in September. I think Scott Waterman's going to be there. I'm not quite sure. I think that might be something that would keep me away. I'm not too fond of him, but that's all I'm going to say about that. But my good friend Leah McIntosh is going to be there from Flip Flop Mania and Wreath Design, and I would love to meet her. So I don't know, the tickets are so expensive for these things. I think it's like $300. I'm trying to think of who else is going to be there.
Well, I was going to go to the crafters convention, but it would cost me almost $1,000 between room, flight, and the ticket.
Yep, because you're far. Where is that this year?
It's in Collinsville, Illinois, someplace it was last year.
Is that Wreath Makers Live now? Is that the one?
No, it's just called Crafters Convention.
Oh, okay.
And they're going to do 6 make and takes this year.
Oh, all right. I gotcha. So it's not just wreaths.
No, it's going to be all kinds of stuff. And it's done by Scott and Chris Waterman.
Oh, okay. When is that?
That is the last weekend in June.
Oh, okay. So that's coming up pretty soon. Yeah, they should have some on the West Coast for you guys out there. They should do some out there. A lot of crafters out on the West Coast, too.
Well, that's like Scott had said the other day that Jackie was checking on doing something out here, but they said that the prices were too expensive. Might be here in Vegas, but if they go to California, it may not be so bad.
They were checking on Vegas specifically?
Yeah, I guess so.
Gotcha.
And then Jackie just did her,
Gatlinburg?
yeah, her Tennessee thing, yeah.
Yep, I saw that.
And I get to meet Lori and Dave in 2 weeks from Unique in the Creek.
Where are you going for that? They're coming out there?
In 2 weeks, yeah, they're getting married.
Oh, I thought they were already married.
No.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yep, they decided they're going to do it here in Vegas, so she's going to go from where they're staying at to the wedding chapel and back in the pink convertible going down the strip.
Oh, that's cute. So how are you going to meet them?
Anybody that lives here is invited to the wedding.
Oh, that's cute. That's nice of them. Where are they having the reception?
I don't know if there's going to be one. They're just coming out with their best friends. So, she just said that, where and when the wedding is, and that's been about it.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be fun. Oh, I guess I just assumed that they were married already.
I just bought me a new toy.
You did? What'd you get?
A cricket.
Yeah, and how do you like it?
I don't know. I just got it Friday. I haven't opened it up yet or anything.
Uh-huh. I know a lot of people love them. I know many people have them and they love them. I'm not even really sure how it works, honestly. I know you can make signs and things.
Yeah. Ducks in a Row, Chris. She did some rabbits and she put them on some little canvas bags with the names and for Easter bags type, basket type things. And she's been selling the heck out of those.
Oh, wow, that's cute. that the name of her company is Three Ducks in a Row?
It's DUX/N/row.
Uh-huh.
And she's from Omaha.
That's nice. We're getting here. We're coming around the bend here, ladies. I know this is the most time-consuming part, only because I have to make sure my ribbon is perfect, because I'm crazy that way. I love the way these little ribbon bundles, they kind of even the wreath out. You know, it makes, if you have, especially if you're doing a poof wreath and your poofs are all over the place and you're not happy with your poofs, just adding this ribbon around the outside really just sort of rounds your wreath out, I think. I don't have my camera up high enough. Oh, my battery came unplugged. That's probably when I tripped on it. Hold on a second here before we go black here. Hold on. Pull it up through this way. My chair got caught on it. That's what happened. I need a bigger craft room. There we go.
And a week or so, a bunch of the wreath makers and stuff, they were all up at Chris Bergman or something like that warehouse.
Chris Bergman? I never heard of that before.
Yeah, he's got some big warehouse with all kinds of ribbons and picks and all kinds of doodads.
Oh. They have all the good places in the South, let me tell you.
But this is in Illinois somewhere.
Oh, Illinois, okay. I missed that part. Like old time pottery. I'd love to go to some of those places. Sims Pottery. Yeah, Joanne's didn't have much of anything left yesterday. I was going to get a little Sissel bunny, and it was so cute, but it was $30 regular price, and even with the discount, I mean, I didn't know if I really wanted to pay $15 for this thing. It was really cute, but not really worth the money. It's definitely not worth $30, but. And they did have a bunch of Easter mesh left, but I just have so much of it already. You know, it's kind of, and it was 50% off too.
I was going to say, Hobby Lobby's got their mesh 50% off this week.
Yeah, every other week they do that. So they're probably going to have the florals next week. So did that just start the mesh, or because I know they're closed today? Because I need to get some florals, and I was kind of hoping the florals were going to be on sale this week. But if the mesh is on sale, then the florals aren't going to be on sale. I know that. It's hard to believe that in a couple of months, Hobby Lobby is going to start putting their Christmas out. They always start putting it out in June, believe it or not. June or July. Their fall, anyway. All right, I think I have one more bundle here to do. Yeah, one more bundle on the outside for the ribbon, then we're going to be done with that. And that's the, I say we're in the home stretch because that's the longest part of this whole thing. Let me get this one last bundle on here. And I like this ribbon. I like these ribbons with my mesh. I think they came out nice. It was a nice touch. And I love this lavender basket weave mesh. I wish I could find some more of it.
See, I luck out. We've got 3 Hobby Lobbies here in town.
Nice. Wow. But you live in a pretty big town, so that makes sense.
Las Vegas isn't a big town.
No. Well, it's
No.
popular. You know, it's a hot spot. Let's put it that way.
But, you know, it's becoming more family orientated than for the gambling.
Right.
They're doing more and more family stuff.
Mary, do you shop at home there in Vegas?
No, I looked to see if there was one, and I didn't see anything.
Yeah, they do. My parents live in Vegas, so I go shopping there whenever I go visit them. And at home store, close, I think it's by Henderson. They've got a huge store, and they got some really cool stuff in there.
Yeah, home store is awesome.
I'm going to have to go check it out. I'll have to see if I can find out where it's at.
Yeah, just Google the address. It'll show you.
Yeah. Well, see, I might go down to T-Mobile Arena because the Las Vegas Knights are playing tonight against the San Jose Sharks.
Yes.
So I might just go down to the T-Mobile for a little bit, just for all the hoopla.
All right, so here's the ribbon. Hoopla's fun. Here's all my ribbon now. And I'm kind of glad I put it in the middle first, too, because now I can throw my sign on. But look how nicely that all rounded out there. You know, I really love doing the ribbon on the outside like that. I think that's really pretty. What do you think of these colors, Cheryl? These look good together?
I like it.
I think you made it look nice with the ribbon.
I did too. I was kind of like on the fence at first. I was thinking, do I really like this method? But now that the ribbon's on, I'm good. So,
And when you first started out, I was kind of concerned that the wire frame would show through since your curls were tight.
yeah.
But
yeah.
it really filled out really pretty.
Yep. Yeah. And you can make your curls looser if you want to. But again, you know, once you add the ribbon, it all, you know, that helps a lot too. So, and it does help to round it out on the outside, putting your ribbon all around the outside like that. So I think this came out really cute. Let's get our sign on. I always have leftover ribbon. I always cut too much ribbon. But I'm not going to do any bow ties on the top because they're not really going to show under the sign. So, but I'm glad I put the ribbon on. So now it's kind of coming out from behind the sign, which is what I wanted. Where's my other piece here? It's hiding. Let's pull that out. Is my ribbon upside down? I got to check. No, I think I'm good. I think my bunnies are right side up, so I'm happy. All right. Let me get my sign on here. I need 4 pipe cleaners. This is a heavy sign, so I want to make sure that I have enough stability here. I love these little eggs that I got. These are from Hobby Lobby. I think I cleaned them out of all the ones that they had. I just love these eggs. I used these last year too. All right. So you see, you don't have to have a work wreath form to get, this is a Dollar Tree form. And it, you know, just depending on how you attach your mesh, you can still get a really full wreath. I think a lot of times people prefer a flatter wreath too because, you know, they have double doors. And you also have that extra protection from putting it in between your doors too. And you can lock your outside door so nobody's going to come along and steal your wreath, which is what I'm always afraid of. I don't have a wreath on my front door. I have a wreath on my inside front door because I have sort of like a little entryway, but I'm just afraid somebody's going to steal it. I just don't trust people. It's not like I live in a bad neighborhood. I just don't trust people. So I don't have a wreath on my front door for that very reason. All right, I've got 4 on here, so I've got glue, super glue, so I think this is going to be good. This is going to hold pretty well. So now my favorite part, we have to go through all the mesh to get it attached. I'm going to pull all my pipe cleaners through first, and then I'll flip it around. Yeah, I really love this Easter egg ribbon too. I'm glad I ordered that. I can't tell you guys how many times I've been putting kits together, and I don't know what I'm thinking, but I end up running short for myself. Like that happened with the bunny wreath. We're still going to be doing the bunny wreath, the Easter bunny wreath with the Sissel bunny. I didn't have one for myself. I ran out. I had enough for the kids, but I didn't have one for myself. But you know what I'm going to use? I'm either going to use this, which I picked up. I think I got that from Hobby Lobby last year. But I think I might.
Love that.
Yeah, isn't it cute?
Yes.
I might just put that in the middle because that's a little Sissel bunny. Or I also have this that I've had. I got this from, what do you call it? From Dollar General. I think that's super cute too, even though it's metal. I'm
Love
going
it.
to use that. And I got this. Oh my God, where did I get this? I think I want to say Marshall's a couple of years ago. And I've been dying to use this in a wreath. Is that not cute? It's heavy though. It's like, it's sandbag, I think, or there's sand in there or something. But I've been dying to use that in a wreath. So I might even use that in place of the Sissel bunny. For the,
Aww, cute.
I love bunnies. I'll leave these guys out all summer. I don't care if it's not Easter. I love bunnies. I don't even want to talk about the little dead bunny I found in my yard yesterday when I was cleaning the yard. I was so sad. There's so many of them, and I don't know if it was I don't know what caught it and killed it. Maybe a stray cat. I don't know. Do cats kill bunnies? They must, right? It's so
They
sad.
sure do.
They
Yeah,
just
they
do
go
it.
after them.
They just do it for fun. Poor bunny. I'm so sad. Nice sunny day. I didn't need to see that. Where's my other piece of gingham? Here it is. All right. Now let's flip this over. Home stretch, ladies, like I always say here. I get nervous with heavy signs though, because you get it all positioned and then it slides. That's why I'm using 4 pipe cleaners, or 4 pipe cleaners.
It is so nice out. The sun is shining, not really much of a breeze.
It was like that here yesterday. Today is kind of cloudy. I lost my other pipe cleaner here. Where is it? Oh.
Well, yeah, because Chris had just popped on and he was going to get on because he's in Illinois and he's real close to St. Louis, Missouri. And he'd said it was raining there too.
Uh-huh. All right, I lost my pipe cleaner here, so let me try to pull them through one at a time. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to have lots of pieces of this jute mesh all over my floor. I keep pulling it.
Oh, Christina?
Yeah.
Go to the Unique in the Creek website. Her mom is starting to make doll heads to use on wreaths.
Oh, nice.
Not doggy heads and all kinds of doggies.
And they look so cute.
Yeah, they do. I mean, the pug looks like a pug.
Yeah, they look realistic. It's adorable.
Here it is. I'm looking for
For an animal wreath.
I haven't attached yet. There's so much mesh in the top here. I'm trying to, here we go. I got it. I got it. I think. Hold on. There it is. Get in there. There we go. Now I got to fix all my ribbon. My old ribbon's all squished. So it was so funny. I was hanging out with my sister-in-law yesterday. And Elena, if you're going to watch this later, Elena is actually a good friend of mine. She lives in Rome near me, and she's a member of the group now. And she actually, I took an Uber one day, and she was the Uber driver, and this the sweetest lady on the face of the earth. And I know she's going to be watching this, but you really are, Elena. And we got to be good friends just from that Uber drive, and she joined my group. And so I'm with my sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law was without a car for quite a little while. She had a van that had electrical problems, and it would have cost too much to fix it. So she was taking Ubers and stuff to work and Lyfts. And she was telling me yesterday, she says, oh, she goes, I love having a car again, but I miss my Uber driver. I miss my favorite Uber drivers. And, I said, yeah. I said, I made a really good friend, Elena. She goes, oh, my God. She said, she was my favorite. I loved her so much. So we got her on the phone, and she goes, I can't believe you're friends with her now. And I said, Elena, guess who I'm in the car with? Do you remember Carolyn? You used to give her Uber rides. I said, that's my sister-in-law. And she was like, oh, my God. So it was just funny how that worked out. So we're all going to kind of hang out now. We're all going to have a girls' night out or something. Probably all be in bed by 8 o'clock. So, that's how girls' nights out last for me now. I really like the way this looks with the ribbon and now the sign. I think that came out really nice. And we're not done.
Good.
You can't. I think it came out nice. I think that's really super cute. I love the gingham, and I love that Easter egg ribbon. But we're going to just throw a few more things on here because I've got those pretty eggs I want to throw on there. See, I will hang this all summer. I won't take it down. Maybe I'll change the sign. But I don't care. I just love the colors. I really do. All right, let me plug my glue gun in here. I actually I've been dying to use these little bunnies somewhere too, but I don't want to do too much here. I've been dying to use my little peeps. I don't know, I think that might be too much though.
Yeah. Either
Yeah.
use the peeps or the eggs.
Look at that little peep. So cute. All right, hold on. Yeah, I'm going to use the eggs, I think, because I'm going to make it like I made it last year. Where are my eggs? There they are. Because this doesn't really need a lot. I don't really like to over embellish. You can definitely over embellish wreaths. I've seen it done. So you do not need to do that. You don't think that peep would look cute there? You think that would be too much? Well, you know why? Because this is like an old-fashioned sign, and this is
Right.
this is more like a fun decoration. I see what you're saying.
If you were to do it like for a kid,
Right, you're right. Yep.
you
Absolutely right.
should plan for next year and have a little girls' weekend up there by you.
Sure. You guys can all come here. We can go to the casino. We've got a casino here too.
I mean, if we plan it out ahead enough, so people can save.
Yeah.
Unless everybody wants to make a trip to Vegas sometime.
I would love to go to Vegas. I've been to Atlantic City. I've never been to Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas is cheap for me to fly out. I can fly out for 99 one way.
Must be on Southwest.
Nope, Allegiant. Allegiant's your home base.
Yeah, my niece's mother-in-law was flying back to Texas, and she has to go into Shreveport because they're right across the border. And because the weather was so bad back there, Allegiant canceled their flight on a Friday. So it's like everybody had to scramble to try and get a room because Allegiant, if they cancel your plane flight, they don't give you jack.
All right, let's get this wreath finished up here. And I'm only saying that, Mary, because every time you talk, the video goes off of me. That's all. I don't want you to stop talking. I really wish I could get around that in Zoom. I really wish I could do that. I want people to be able to talk, but then still be able to see me. Do you know what I mean? I haven't flown in so long. I would love to fly again.
That's why if you double click it'll stay on you while other people.
Yeah, but not for the finished video though.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've had so many people complain to me and say, Christina, how come every time somebody talks, I can't see you? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't help it. And I don't want to tell you guys not to talk. That's the whole point of having these classes this way. Yeah, when you're in the class, if you double click my picture, it will stay on me. But in the video, it doesn't do that. And it kind of sucks. I don't like that. Mary, don't be mad, honey. I love to hear you talk.
Oh, I'm not. I know how it is.
Okay, good. You know I love you. You know I love when you guys all interact together. That's the whole point of having these classes. So, is when everybody can interact and chit-chat. So.
Well, I'm just getting where I'm feeling a little bit better with what I went through last year. I'm still having problems.
Remember, I know. Did you guys see Mildred Ashley?
It's getting better.
You guys know who Mildred Ashley is? Have you seen her wreaths? Cheryl, I think you know who she is, don't you?
The name doesn't sound familiar, but I probably know her wreaths.
Wreath Upon a Door, I think is the name of her business. And she does beautiful, beautiful work. Her husband just passed away. I felt so terrible. I saw her post. That's why I thought about, that, Mary, because of what you went through. And I guess he had come home from being ill, and he was in hospice. And I just saw that he had passed away, and I felt so terrible, so sad. I'm just going to throw one more egg on here. I don't want to go too crazy with embellishments here. Just going to throw one more egg up here, I think. One more yellow one. And I think I'm going to be good because I really like the way this ribbon looks with the mesh. I have way too many embellishments. I really wanted to put something else on here, but I don't want to overdo it. Whoops.
That looks perfect like that.
It's coming off. Hold on. You would think that hot glue sticks to mesh. Unless you sit there and you hold it until it's stuck, it's coming off. It does not stick as well as you think. You think it looks perfect? That's nice. Thank you so much. I think it looks pretty darn good too. I'm pretty happy with that. I may play with it a little bit more. I may move my eggs around. We'll see. But I think I'm done for now. I kind of like this method. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
Go get a bowl of chili for dinner with the rain.
Chicken soup. All right, guys. See you later. Thank you.
Chili and